Welcome back to the channel, Top Coin, coin collectors, history lovers, and anyone curious about the hidden gems sitting quietly in their wallets or old drawers. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of British currency, and more specifically, a coin that many of us have overlooked for years. What if I told you that a simple 2-pence coin from 1986, yes, that small copper piece you might still have tucked away in a coin jar, could be worth far more than its face value? That's right. The 1986 United Kingdom 2-pence coin might not look like much, but there's a story behind it that collectors are now beginning to appreciate. And with rising interest in numismatics, its market value is steadily climbing. So stick around, because we're going to explore the history, the design, some surprising facts, and most importantly, the current collector value of the 1986 2p coin. You might be sitting on a small treasure. Let's get into it. Let's start with the basics. The 2-pence coin was first introduced in the United Kingdom in 1971, during the decimalisation of the British currency system. It was part of a new series of coins meant to modernize the British pound. Now, fast forward to 1986. The coin had already been circulating for 15 years by then. But what makes the 1986 version so interesting? Well, first, let's take a look at the design. On the obverse, or the front, you'll find the second crown portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklauf. It was used from 1985 to 1997 and is easily recognized by the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, an intricate and regal design that captured a more mature monarch with remarkable detail. On the reverse side, we see the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with a ribbon bearing the German motto, Ich diene, which means, I serve. This design was created by Christopher Ironside, and it's been a staple of the 2-pence coin since its inception. But in 1986, a few subtle but crucial things were happening that affected coin production, things that make certain coins from that year more valuable than others. So what's the big deal about 1986? At first glance, it might seem like a typical year for British coinage. But for collectors, the devil is in the details. The key thing to know is that 1,986 2-pence coins were not struck for general circulation. That's right. While the Royal Mint did produce these coins, they were only issued in collector sets, specifically in annual proof sets and mint sets. This means they were struck to a higher standard of finish, with polished dies and specially prepared blanks, resulting in a glossy, mirror-like surface. Because they weren't released into everyday circulation, finding a 1986 2p coin in your pocket change would be extremely rare. And because they were only included in limited edition collector sets, the total mintage for this year is far, far lower than the average year. Fewer coins mean higher demand, and that's where value begins to climb. Another interesting point is the composition of the 1986 2p coin. In 1986, these coins were still being struck in bronze, an alloy made of copper, tin, and zinc. This was before the Royal Mint switched over to a copper-plated steel version in 1992, which is cheaper to produce. The bronze coins are heavier and have a warmer tone. This difference in metal not only adds to the nostalgia factor for collectors but also increases the intrinsic value of the coin, especially when the coin is kept in excellent condition. And let's talk about that condition. It matters more than you might think. If you've got a 1986 2p coin in uncirculated or proof condition, it can fetch a premium. The shinier and more flawless the coin, the more collectors are willing to pay. We're talking about coins without scratches, discoloration, or edge wear. Coins that still gleam like the day they were minted. Now, the million-pound question: how much is the 1986 2p coin worth today? As of 2025, the value of a 1986 2-pence coin largely depends on its condition and whether it's part of its original proof set. If you have the full 1986 Royal Mint proof set, which includes the 2p coin, it might be worth £10 to £25, sometimes even more depending on completeness and condition. But here's where it gets exciting. Individual 1986 2p coins that have been taken out of sets and remain in mint condition can sell for £3 to £10, and sometimes higher among collectors looking to complete specific date runs. Some rare variants or coins with errors, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or incorrect inscriptions, can command even more. There have been eBay listings and private sales where high-grade examples have sold for up to £30 or more, especially if graded and encapsulated by a professional coin grading service. And remember, values fluctuate with demand. Coin collecting is on the rise, especially among younger generations and international buyers. So while today's prices are already appealing, they may climb further in the future. So how do you know if you've struck gold, or rather bronze? Here's what to do. Check the year. Look for 1986 on the reverse of the coin. Examine the finish. If it looks especially glossy and clean, it could be a proof coin. Weigh it. Bronze 2p coins weigh around 7.12 grams. Look for signs of circulation. A 1986 coin with heavy wear is unlikely, and could be a fake or misidentified. Compare with other coins or consult a professional. If in doubt, get it appraised. And most importantly, never clean your coin. This can damage its value permanently. The 1986 2p coin is a perfect example of how even the most ordinary-looking coin can hold hidden value, both in terms of money and history. Maybe it's the limited mintage. Maybe it's the stunning proof quality. Or maybe it's just the joy of holding a small piece of British heritage in your hand. Whatever the case, the 1986 2p is definitely a coin worth knowing about. So go ahead, dig through your old sets, your grandparents' coin collections, or even that mystery drawer in the kitchen. Who knows? That little copper coin might be your next small treasure. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We've got tons more videos coming on rare coins, collectibles, and hidden treasures you might already own. Hit that bell icon so you never miss a beat. We're talking about the unassuming, often overlooked, and surprisingly valuable 1992 United Kingdom 2p coin. That's right, one little copper coin that could be hiding in your drawer, your old piggy bank, or even in your pocket change could be worth a lot more than just 2p. So before you spend it or toss it aside, you might want to watch this video all the way through. We're going to uncover the full history of this iconic coin, what makes the 1992 issue special, how to identify a potentially rare version, and most importantly, what it might be worth on today's market. Let's get into it. To understand why the 1992 2p coin might be valuable, we first need to go back in time. The United Kingdom first introduced the 2p coin in 1971, the same year the country switched over to decimalisation. This was a huge moment in British numismatic history, switching from pounds, shillings, and pence to the simpler, modern decimal system. The 2p coin was part of that transition. It was made from bronze, a composition of copper, tin, and zinc, and was originally designed to be both durable and instantly recognizable. The reverse design featured the badge of the Prince of Wales, an elegant and detailed image crowned by the famous motto, Ich diene, which means I serve, in German. For years, the 2p remained largely unchanged, quietly circulating across the country. But as you'll see, change was on the horizon, and it had everything to do with rising metal prices and production costs. Fast forward to 1992. This year is important for a very specific reason. It was the final year that the 2p coin was officially made from bronze for general circulation. After this, due to rising copper prices, the Royal Mint decided to switch the composition of the 2p to copper-plated steel. Now here's the twist. In 1992, both bronze and copper-plated steel coins were produced. Yes, that's right. Two types of 2p coins from the same year. And that's where things get interesting. While the Royal Mint was transitioning materials, they minted a mix of bronze and copper-plated steel coins. Over time, most of the bronze coins have disappeared from circulation. They've been hoarded, melted down, or simply lost to time. Today, finding a genuine bronze 1992 2p coin in excellent condition is getting rarer and rarer. So how do you know if your 1992 2p coin is made of bronze or just steel? Here's a simple trick you can do at home. Grab a magnet. If the coin sticks to the magnet, it's made of steel, it's not the rare one. But if the coin does not stick to the magnet, congratulations, you may be holding a bronze version. But hold on, that's only the first step. condition matters. Coins in mint condition or those with very little wear, especially if they've been stored well, are far more valuable than worn-down ones. Coin collectors always look for details, such as crisp edges, a clean finish, and a shiny, even tone. Any signs of damage or corrosion will reduce the value significantly. Another key tip: look closely at the coin's edge and coloring. Bronze coins tend to have a slightly deeper, richer tone compared to the brighter, more orange-like steel ones. Now for the part you've been waiting for. What's it worth? As of today, collectors and dealers on platforms like eBay, coin auction sites, and numismatic forums are actively searching for high-quality 1992 bronze 2p coins. Prices can vary greatly based on condition, rarity, and demand. On average, a regular circulated 1992 bronze 2p coin can fetch £1 to £5. Not bad for something worth just 2p. But here's where it gets exciting. If your coin is in uncirculated or proof-like condition, you could be looking at £20, £50, or even more depending on collector interest. There have been reports of exceptional coins selling for over £100 at auctions, especially those certified and graded by third-party services like NGC or PCGS. And for collectors trying to complete a full run of pre-1992 bronze 2p coins, this one is a must-have. Also, consider this: some people have unknowingly spent these coins, only to discover later that their change could have been worth a tidy profit. So yes, this humble coin can absolutely be worth a lot more than face value. If you do find one, you have a few options. You can keep it as part of your growing coin collection, proudly showcasing a little piece of British minting history. Or you can try selling it online. To get the best price, make sure you take clear, close-up photos, showing both sides of the coin. Mention in your description that it's a non-magnetic bronze version and include details about its condition. If you're serious about selling or collecting, it might even be worth sending your coin to a grading service. Yes, it costs a little bit, but a certified grade can increase its value and authenticity for potential buyers. So there you have it, the story of the 1992 UK 2p coin, a coin many people think is worthless, but in reality, it could be a hidden treasure hiding in plain sight. It's a perfect example of how history, metal composition, and rarity can transform ordinary pocket change into something truly valuable. Have you found a 1992 2p coin recently? Is it magnetic or bronze? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your coin hunting stories. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, deep dives into rare coins, hidden treasures, and the stories behind everyday money, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. If you're a coin enthusiast, a treasure hunter, or just someone curious about the change sitting in your pocket, you're in the right place. Today, we're unraveling the surprising story behind a very common-looking coin that might be hiding in your change jar right now, the 1997 United Kingdom 2p coin. That's right. This seemingly ordinary coin might just be worth a whole lot more than you think. So buckle up, grab a cup of tea, and let's go on a journey through British history, royal minting quirks, and shocking market prices. You won't believe what some of these coins are selling for today. Let's start at the beginning. The 2p coin, also known as the tuppence, by some, first entered circulation in the United Kingdom back in 1971. During a monumental event in British history known as Decimal Day. This was when the UK officially moved from pounds, shillings, and pence to a more straightforward decimal system. As part of that transformation, the 2p coin became a key part of everyday transactions. Now fast forward to 1997. Tony Blair had just become Prime Minister, Princess Diana was tragically lost that August, and Harry Potter had just been introduced to the world in bookshelves across the UK. It was a year of cultural shifts, headlines, and yes, coins. In that year, the Royal Mint struck tens of millions of 2p coins. These coins featured the classic second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklauf. This image of the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem is elegant, regal, and beautifully detailed. On the reverse side, we have the badge of the Prince of Wales, 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, above the motto, Ich dien, which means I serve, in German. This iconic design was created by Christopher Ironside and had been in use since the coin's inception in 1971. Now you might be wondering, okay, but what makes the 1997 2p coin so special? After all, it's copper-plated steel, weighs 7.12 grams, and has a diameter of 25.9 millimeters, just like any other modern 2p coin, right? Well, here's where things get interesting. Most of the time, these coins are only worth face value. But not all 1997 2p coins are created equal. Some are catching the eyes of collectors, and they're being bought and sold for way more than 2p. We're talking pounds, sometimes tens or even hundreds of pounds. But why? The magic lies in rarity and errors. Coin collectors love imperfections. Why? Because minting errors mean uniqueness. A 1997 2p coin with a die crack, misaligned print, off-center strike, double strike, or even an unusual finish can shoot up in value drastically. There have been confirmed sightings of 1997 2p coins with errors that include off-center minting, where the design is pushed too far to one edge, double dies, where the image appears to be duplicated or shadowed, coins struck on the wrong planchet, meaning it might look coppery red instead of the usual brownish tone, coins missing the edge, beading, and even some with unusual ghosting effects of the Queen's portrait on the reverse. If you've got one of those, especially in good condition, it's time to pay attention. Let's talk about what everyone really wants to know. What's it worth? On the average side, a regular circulated 1997 2p coin will fetch between 5p and 50p from collectors just looking to complete a date run. But here's where it gets juicy. If you've got a coin in brilliant uncirculated condition, maybe pulled from a mint set or preserved in pristine form, it could be worth £2 to £10, depending on the buyer. Now here's the kicker. If you've got a rare error or a low mintage variation, we're talking about £20, £50, or even over £100. Some eBay sales have listed obscure variants for £200 or more, especially when third-party grading confirms the coin's authenticity and error status. And yes, coins graded by organizations like NGC or PCGS with a high mint state grade, MS65 and above, can demand a premium. Here's what you need to do. Go through your old jars, purses, and change drawers. Grab a magnifying glass, good lighting, and a soft cloth. Look carefully at your 1997 2p coins. Start by checking for surface anomalies, lettering misprints, extra metal blobs or missing details, edge damage or lack thereof, unusual coloration. If you find something odd, don't clean it, ever. That kills collector value. Instead, consider getting it appraised by a numismatic expert or taking clear, detailed photos to share in a collector's forum. You can buy or sell rare 2p coins on platforms like eBay UK, Facebook coin groups, Etsy coin shops, numismatic fairs and expos, specialized British coin auction houses. Be sure to check seller feedback, get clear photos, and verify any claims of rarity. And if you're selling, remember, the story you tell about your coin matters. Explain the context, mention the errors, and highlight the condition. So, what have we learned today? The humble 2p coin from 1997 is more than just small change. It's a slice of history, a work of art, and potentially, if the stars align, a valuable collectible worth far more than face value. Keep looking, keep learning, and never underestimate the power of pocket change. That jar of coins you've been ignoring? It might just hold your next treasure. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into rare and fascinating coins, and hit the bell so you never miss an upload. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare 2p coin, or better yet, if you've got a 1997 with an error. We'd love to hear your story. We're diving deep into a tiny piece of copper-plated history that might just be sitting in your pocket right now, the 1998 United Kingdom 2p coin. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a 2p coin, what's the big deal? But hold on tight, because this small coin could be worth way more than face value. In fact, some of these coins are commanding eye-watering prices on the collector's market. So grab your coin jar, sit back, and let's uncover the secrets, stories, and serious money behind the humble 1998 UK 2 pence coin. Let's start at the beginning. The British decimal 2 pence coin was first introduced in 1971 as part of the decimalisation of the UK currency. It was meant to replace 2 old pennies and simplify the currency system. From the very beginning, the coin was minted in bronze, until 1992 when the Royal Mint switched to copper-plated steel to reduce production costs. That detail is important, and we'll come back to it in a minute. Fast forward to 1998. The UK was under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, and the coinage bore her third portrait, designed by Raphael Maklov. This design, in use since 1985, depicted the Queen with the royal diadem and was one of the most widely circulated portraits on British coins. The reverse side of the 2p coin featured the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers within a coronet, with the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. Seems ordinary so far, right? Well, let's dig a little deeper. In 1998, the 2p coin was minted with the newer copper-plated steel composition. Prior to 1992, these coins were made from bronze, but after the change, steel became the standard. However, there have been known instances of older planchets being mistakenly used, meaning some 1998 coins may have been struck on bronze blanks instead of copper-plated steel. Why is that important? Because this kind of minting error can drastically increase a coin's value. To tell the difference, a copper-plated steel coin will be magnetic, while a bronze coin will not. So if you have a magnet handy, you can check your 1998 2p coin. If it doesn't stick, congratulations, you might have something rare. Now let's get to what you're really here for, the value. A standard 1998 2p coin in average circulated condition is still worth, yes, 2 pence. However, in uncirculated or mint condition, its value starts to climb. Coins that are in brilliant uncirculated or proof quality can sell for between £1 and £5. Not bad for a small copper coin, right? But here's where it gets more exciting. Coins with errors, such as being struck on the wrong planchet, misalignments, off-center strikes, or even double die errors, can fetch significantly more. There have been verified examples of 1998 2p coins selling for between £50 and £300 depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error, and that's not even the highest tier. There are collectors and dealers who specialize in British decimal coins, and they are always on the lookout for rare dates, rare compositions, and pristine condition pieces. If you've got a 1998 2p coin in flawless condition, and especially if it's bronze, it could be worth hundreds of pounds, maybe even more to the right buyer. Let's talk about today's market. As of this year, the numismatic world has seen a huge surge in interest for modern British coins. With the passing of Queen Elizabeth II and the transition to King Charles III coinage, collectors are snapping up coins from the latter years of her reign. This makes the 1998 2p coin, a mid-range piece with potential composition anomalies, particularly attractive. Combine that with its relatively high mintage, but low survival rate in pristine condition, and you've got a recipe for a sleeper collectible. On eBay and other coin trading platforms, listings for 1998 2p coins in high-grade range from £5 to £30. Error coins or coins confirmed to be non-magnetic, possibly struck on bronze, are going for up to £250. Graded examples, certified by companies like NGC or PCGS, can break past the £300 mark if the condition and rarity line up. So, if you want to find out if your 1998 2p coin is special, here's a checklist. Check the magnetism. Use a simple fridge magnet. If it sticks, it's copper-plated steel. If not, it may be bronze, very rare. Look for errors. Is the design off-center? Are there doubled letters or numbers? Any cracks, die chips, or unusual coloring? Inspect the condition. Coins with no wear, scratches, or tarnish can command higher values. Check the edge. Misaligned edges or partial collar strikes can also raise interest. Compare with trusted sources, online coin databases, auction sites, and dealer catalogs are good places to research. If you're starting to build a collection or hoping to sell a valuable 1998 2p coin, here are a few tips. Store your coins properly using acid-free holders or Capsules to prevent corrosion. Don't clean them. Cleaning reduces value. Get your coin graded if it appears to be rare or in exceptional condition. Watch market trends. Prices go up and down based on demand, royal events, and news coverage. Here are some fun facts about the 2p coin that you probably didn't know. The phrase, new pence, was originally used until 1981. After that, the Royal Mint switched to just 2 pence. Some rare coins slip through with old inscriptions. Those are highly collectible. Some 2p coins have been found with misprinted years, especially from the early 2000s. It costs more than 2p to actually manufacture a 2p coin. Another reason the Royal Mint occasionally reviews its production strategy. So, what have we learned? That little 1998 2p coin you almost tossed in a vending machine might actually be a mini treasure chest in disguise. While the majority are only worth their face value, the rare ones, the era coins, the bronze strikes, and the pristine examples, can command serious money. Some even hundreds of pounds. Check your change, look through old coin jars, ask your relatives. Who knows, you could be sitting on a rare piece of British coin history. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that bell so you never miss a deep dive into hidden coin treasures. Drop a comment if you've ever found a valuable coin or if you want us to cover another coin in the next video. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting, fellow numismatists. Until next time, may your pockets always be full of hidden treasures.